Gentlemen, congratulations, 9 wins. And you've been a part of 31 wins over the last 4 years, and some of you know a few more than that. What does it feel like right now, a home victory here on your final senior day and whatnot? Alex, we'll start with you and run down the line.
Okay. Man, it's amazing. Just the things that me and the two other guys over here have been through is just amazing. I mean, me, Lane, and Dom, we've all been through just a lot, man. We've been through coaching changes, position coaching changes, a difference in culture. So it's a lot. It means a lot to us, man. Our last regular season home game to go out with a win like that, I mean, it speaks volumes, and we're just very thankful for our team.
I told the lady in the elevator, if there's one word that can describe my feelings right now, it's elated. I'm very excited. Coach Withers, ever since he got here, I think since day one, all he talks about is just going like this. And, you know, I don't care if we share it or what, we're CAA champs, and I'm just so excited. I'm elated.
Tom?
Yeah, I mean, like they both said, you know, all of us seniors, Dean, Cheatham included, you know, especially the guys that have been here 4 or 5 years. I mean, obviously there is Vad and Xavier, and they deserve everything. But, you know, we've seen so much change and so many culture changes and so many differences. I mean, Coach Withers will tell you he came in here and boom, changed everything around. And, you know, everybody that's here bought in, and everybody believed what he preached and what he, you know, pretty much told us right from the get-go. And, you know, it's cool to see it pay off. I mean, like Austin said, co-champs, you know, outright champs, doesn't matter. You know, we did it. We're really, really proud of that. So,
let's talk about this game today a little bit. Defensively, they're very strong. They came in with the high score. What were they doing to you defensively that made it difficult to run the ball today?
What they do is they let who I think is one of the best linebackers in the league, Don Cherry, number 44, they let him kind of make his own decisions. There's plays where we would all be fitted up. We would all have a man. We'd have all of our gaps, you know, contained and sealed, and someone else would make the tackle. They were bringing more than we can, you know, pretty much get to. So what they do is they mess with IDs, which is basically who I say the blocking system is, and they make you think. I mean, they're a very smart defense. They're very smart kids. They go to Villanova University. So, I mean, they do a great job. You know, all credit to them, but thankfully we pulled away. So,
Alex, your defense was opportunistic today despite the fact they got a lot of yards on the ground. Offensively, what were you facing today?
We knew coming into the game we were going to face another great rushing attack. Going back to last week, we faced a pretty good rushing attack with Delaware, so we knew we was going to face some of the same type of schemes with just like a little bit more different formations, and they fitted up a little bit differently. So we knew we just had to go out there and fit the run up and, you know, try to get out to their quarterback. You know, not to take anything away from Villanova because, you know, they're a great offense in their own right, but you know, I think we just went out there and we just played hard, man. Whenever we got chances to create opportunities for turnovers, we just took full advantage of them.
Alex, let's talk about those fumbles. Were you guys doing anything to kind of get those fumbles or trying for anything?
Not really. In Fridays, we've been kind of, for the past couple of weeks, we've been practicing 11 hats to the ball, like tagging off, everybody tagging off, and as you can see, it's kind of been translated to the game. You know, going back to last week again, we created turnovers, we created fumbles, we created opportunities to get, you know, the ball back. And I think that's created by, you know, just having population to the ball. Same type of thing this week. You know, guys getting to ball carriers, guys fitting ball carriers up, and, you know, hitting them, and, you know, ball getting on the ground, and, you know, we got 11 guys running as fast as they can to the ball. You know, that creates turnovers.
The Terrell Reynolds touchdown. Talk about that play. What did you kind of remember from that play?
Man, it was crazy. I just remember like running this stunt, and, you know, I'm like, oh man, like the ball's running out there, and then I just remember like just seeing the flash of black just come across the field and just make a good hit, and I just see, you know, the ball hog that Taylor Reynolds is, you know, be a playmaker on balls on the ground. You know, he had a chance to scoop a score, and that's what he did.
I know those are kind of in your plan to win, getting those turnovers. So can you kind of describe what that's like to get 4 of them? It's kind of a big number for you guys.
All right. I mean, it's huge. Anytime we can create possessions for our offense, who I think is the best offense in, the country, but, I'm kind of biased with that. But, anytime we can create possessions for them, it's huge. That's one of our goals on defense is, protect and cherish the ball, and for us, which means go take it, go get it. Anytime the ball is on the ground, it has to be ours. It has to come back with us. So, it feels great.
Austin, I know you were expecting to get the ball there at the start, but Brandon kind of brings it back. What kind of boost did that give you guys right at the start of the game?
That's anytime you can get a score that is not offensively driven so special teams or defense, which happened 3 times today. It's amazing. You just kind of sit there. Those are the best drives. That's what we say.
Right.
Yeah. It was awesome. And that kind of started it. I know Dom and I talked right after. We were like, that's what we need. And then all pressure just came off. And we said, let's go play. And that's what happened. And it was awesome. It was an awesome kick return. I watched the replay on the big board, but that was sweet.
Dom, I'll ask you about kind of going to that sort of a wildcat formation. You snapping it to Dean there. Was that in the works or what do you guys? What's the idea behind that?
Being 11, 12 weeks now into the season, people are obviously going to scheme your offense up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to have a 700 yards a game offense for 12 weeks. So, I mean, all that is just putting in another wrinkle. Dean's very good at running the ball. He's not afraid to go straight ahead. No matter what, he's getting 4 to 5 yards. We like to believe. So that's something that every week we make a little wrinkle, we make a little change, and that was just something we did this week that we thought would help us. So.
Can you talk about Brian and kind of how he played today and what did you see out of him?
Yeah, I mean, Brian's doing a great job for the situation that he's been put in. I mean, personally, I don't think and I've said this before, I don't think he had a lot of respect from the get-go, and I think he's earned that. He's been put in a situation where he had to follow up one of the best players in JMU history. So I think he's doing a lot better. I mean, as of today, I think he played very well. I mean, like I said, that defense is very difficult. They have very good coaches, they have very good players, and they have very smart players. So that's hard to beat, and, we did enough today. So our defense absolutely helped with that.
Austin, the play I'm thinking of is the play right before the half when he hits Damo for that touchdown. The momentum that took you guys into halftime, how much that helped, I guess?
Yeah, so their defense basically shut us down except for that drive.
Yeah.
And we knew schematically that we needed to change some things up, and so I think we basically just tried out what we might do in the second half with that drive. And we always say, I think we had like 54 seconds on the clock when we start. We always tell our equipment manager to put on the clock, as a 2-minute drive. That's because that's what we do. That's what our offense is designed to do. It goes fast. Every play is a 2-minute drive. Every drive is. Specifically that play, I think the ball was in the air for 5 seconds. I was right there. I saw it, and I thought it was going to get picked off because there was a Villanova guy who was sitting there like this, and then Damo just comes running across house, which was really cool. And big plays are what our offense is. That's what we're good at, and it really came through. I'm really proud of Damo for breaking a couple tackles too there and scoring.
Dom, you talk about the CAA teams. They know each other so well. They kind of scheme you over time.
Yeah.
And what, should you have the opportunity to be selected on Sunday to go to the playoffs and whatnot, how much you looking forward to maybe playing somebody else that you really haven't seen and they haven't seen you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to that. I mean, that's part of the playoff system. You love to play someone that you don't see, that you're not familiar with. It gives you a different type of atmosphere. And I've also said this before, I believe the CAA is the best conference in the nation. I mean, I think we have all seen that week in and week out. Anyone can beat anyone, and it's very evident. So to not, play someone that knows what we do, know how we do it, and, is not familiar with our style, or that is familiar with our style, it will be nice. So.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, one of the coolest things about the FCS playoffs is that you get to go play people that you wouldn't normally play. Back in 2011, we went down to Eastern Kentucky and then to North Dakota State. I would never go to North Dakota before. And it's an awesome opportunity to play teams, meet people that you would never meet before. And it's awesome the way that it works. So I'm really excited about that. And, we're looking forward to it.
You feel like you guys deserve one of those national seeds? Do you feel like you're a top 8 team here? Do you have any opinions on that?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
It would be really cool to go home for Thanksgiving, too.
Austin, all three of you talked about the journey of the last 4 or 5 years. When you think about this season alone and what the team has had to go through, how rewarding is it to be able to call yourself a conference champion with how competitive this league is?
It's so rewarding. The fact that, as we talked about before, we've been through so much stuff, especially these two guys. We've had each other's backs, and it's just, holes close up, people have to step up. We're just trained to be such a tough team and just resilient. And, that's the way we are, and that's what's showing right now, and now we're conference champions.
What can you guys say about Rashad Robinson stepping up as a playmaker in his first year here?
I'm sure Mosley could shed more light on this, but, the freshmen are brought in the summer, and they're pretty much thrown right into the culture, right into the system. I think as, the leaders on the team, all of us and many more have done a great job at bringing those young guys along, and they've also bought into the system, and they're doing what they're told. So, he's just finding success in what his coaches tell him, and that's about it.
Yeah, Rashad, man, he's an amazing freshman for us. He's from my hometown, which is Richmond. We played for the same Little League team, went to rival schools. So, he kind of had some of the same type of upbringing that I had. So, I expect him to make plays because, he's from Richmond, so he create ball players. So, but I'm just proud of him, man. The way he conducts himself every day, you wouldn't even think of him as a freshman. It's like sometimes I forget that he's a freshman. He's a lot more mature, and he just conducts himself in a very, very great way.